Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Today, I'm here with a dream. Um, in this dream, I saw a woman who looked to be young, okay? In my opinion, like probably 30s young, okay? And she is caring for a large, like, I literally was about to do another video, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep it going with this one because apparently this is the one I'm intended to do right now. But she's caring for a large group of children, and she is basically recording a video. Like, either one of the kids are recording her or she's recording herself, and she's talking about no longer being able to care for her children because she was fired from her job at a nursing home. And it's like she's crying, like really crying, like out, like she's really crying. And this is like a woman who possibly has foster kids, because they don't all look like they could be her kids, but they could be mixed. But it just seems as though they don't look like they were specifically her children, but like she's either an adoption mom or a foster mom. And she also has her job at the nursing home, and it just seems like this is someone that loves caring for other people. Okay, the scripture comes from Job 12:11. Does not the ear taste words as the tongue tastes food? Is not wisdom found among the aged? Does not long life bring understanding? To God belong wisdom and power. Counsel and understanding are his. What he tears down cannot be rebuilt. Those he imprisons cannot be released. If he holds back the waters, there is drought. If he lets them loose, they devastate the land. So here's the message. Here's the message for whoever this is for, okay? No matter what you may end up going through in the times to come, God wants me to tell you that it is his doing, and when it is his doing, there is always a reason behind it, okay? There's a reason for everything. And even thinking about this vision right here, and I know that sometimes it can be very difficult caring for a large group of children, but when it comes down to it, after a certain amount, personally, I know I had my hands full with one, and I could not imagine trying to care for 5, 6, 7 kids while simultaneously working a full-time job where simultaneously I'm caring for more people. And I just feel like God is saying that he is going to make a way for you. Even though right now it feels hard. Right now it is hard. Right now you're like not understanding what you're going to do, how you're going to make it through, what's going to happen. Is anybody going to help you? Is anybody going to come through for you? God is going to come through for you in a mysterious way. Sometimes we can't see what God sees, and we don't know what God knows. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's the message. Like, sometimes our understanding, don't lean on your own understanding of what God is doing, okay? Just like in a scripture where it says, if he holds back the waters, there is a drought. If he lets them loose, they devastate the land. Like, too little of something is going to absolutely too little of I in this case I would say too little people to have responsibility over, and you would feel as though you are not accomplishing the mission that God has for you. You will feel as though you are unaccomplished in your life. But too much, and you would be drained, and this could impact your health, this could impact your well-being. So sometimes we can't see what God sees. And it may be a situation where it's too much, but you're such a good sport that you're not, like, speaking up and saying that you're tired and saying that you need help and saying that you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like God is saying that in his time, he is releasing you from some of those duties. And it does not mean that you're not going to be able to take care of the kids no more, regardless to what the kids may be. This could be a metaphor for someone. It could be a situation where you have your own personal business, which would be representative of the children. Okay. Being that is represented by children. This is not a situation. You are no longer in the beginning stage. You are no longer in the experimental stage. It's discovery stage. Is done. That's over. You are no longer pregnant. You have given birth. Okay. And when it comes to a business, giving birth, that means that you had the lunch party already. Being a child that is able to hold a camera and record and understand what's going on, this is past the beginning. Oops, I did this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oops, I ordered something I didn't need. Oops, I spent too much. Oops, this, that. No, you passed that. You are in a place right now where you are possibly earning some kind of income from whatever this business is. And while, with the other situation, her saying she was fired from the nursing home is representing of her working for someone else. And even in this job, when you think about it, she's caring for the elderly. The elderly will represent, this is something that, it's a job that you may have been doing a long time. You may have been working at this place specifically for a long time. This is something that this is for sure, okay? This is something that is certain. You know for sure you are going to get paid. You know for sure everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. You know for sure what to do, how to do it. Whereas with a business, everything is changing. Just like kids, they grow up. Their likes change. Their taste in food will change. Their taste in clothes, their taste in music. They're constantly changing. Whereas when you're at a certain age, you know what you like and you know what you don't like, and you're not taking no nonsense. And that's that. And I just feel like God is saying that in order for you to carry on growing in the business that He has given you, this business that you have created, this is a blessing for you. You might end up in a position where you end up losing out on that job. God may put you in a position where you're pulled away from it. Now, obviously, I don't feel like this is going to come in a moment where you're ready for it, and it's not going to be at your fault, because just like in this vision, she said she was fired. It wasn't a situation where she willingly left this job. And God may put you in a position to where you lose your job, not that you wanted to lose it, but you lose it because He has something else for you. He wants you to move forward in something else. There's something bigger that He has for you. And, it can be hard. It can be frustrating. It can be emotional. But I just feel like this is a moment where God said He got you. It's not a situation where you have to worry so much and you have to be stressed out about what's going to happen and where's God taking you. And just understand, if you are already, the way this vision came to me, where they're already children, you've already built relationships with the children are at a stage where they are kind of self-sufficient. This is going to just grow. That's what kids do, they grow. So God is positioning you in a place to where He wants you to nurture these children. And this may be for someone you have more than one. You may have more than one side hustle that is bringing in, they may equate to the kind of money that you work at your job. But at the same time, I just feel like this is somebody you like the stability of working for someone else, which I understand. 100%. I understand. When you work for somebody else, you know for sure that you're getting a check. You know how much it's going to be. And you know it's all there. Okay. Versus when you work for yourself, things can happen. Okay. Things can go wrong. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I understand, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you are working by yourself, you're the only person on the job, you get sick one day and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have the kind of, side hustle or a side job where you can work while you're sick, you know what I'm saying? It can cause a lot of problems for you. But I just feel like God is saying that He wants you to trust Him and have faith in Him. And understand that no matter what happens, He's going to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? And, I've experienced so many things over these past 7 years, y'all. So I understand. It can be very scary to take that leap. It can be very scary to take that leap of faith, especially if you do, in fact, have dependence. It can be more nerve-wracking than if it's just you. But I just feel like God is saying that at this time, He's transitioning you. And there are things that you cannot see that he sees. What he tears down cannot be rebuilt. So this is a situation where this is something like, for somebody, it is literally being ripped from your hands and you are not understanding why. It is being pulled apart and pulled away, and you are just like, what's going on? God said, don't question him about this here. He's doing it and he's doing it, and that's the end of it. But at the same time, understand that it's not a situation where God is intending to leave you just hanging out to dry. It's not a situation where God intends to just throw you away. Um, to God belong wisdom and power, counsel and understanding are his. So understand that God has all the wisdom, all the understanding. And this is someone where it is time. Now, I'm going to add, I'm being led to add, this message is not for everybody. Okay? Especially how this message is going. This is for someone who already have a business. This is for somebody that has been working on a business for a while. This is someone that has built it. This is someone that is earning an income. This is and someone that actually wants to keep the other job. Like, they want to keep that job going. They don't want to quit um this job. But God is basically saying that in the future, are in the present, either you've dealt with this in the present or you're going to deal with it in the future. There's going to come a situation where you're going to have to you're going to end up, either it'll be a layoff, or it could be a situation where you are fired, or it could be a situation where there's a bunch of drama going on. For one way or another, God is going to position you out of that business. It could be somebody dealing with gossip, a lot of stress. It could be a lot of mess going on there. It could be, you never know what's going on. And the way a lot of these jobs are, you never know what backhanded things are going on in that company that you don't know about. Nowadays there are a lot of companies that have organizations embedded in them. There are a lot of companies that have ulterior motives and meanings. And I've talked about this in the and how sometimes when people are wanting to be woke and they want to learn all this stuff about all these companies, let me tell you about it. You will come to find that there is an ulterior motive and an ulterior meaning, and somebody in just about every single company that did something shady, that has some shady practices, or they were prejudiced, or they were hateful towards this person, that person, and the third. They did this person wrong, they did that person wrong. And for whoever this is for, whatever it is that is going on, God says he doesn't want it to touch you, and he may be removing you from that situation just so that you can focus on what he has you doing right now. And once again, whatever it is that God has you doing, you are making an income from this regardless to if I feel like this income is a stable income. And you would be able to generate more if you were able to focus on it, like, secludedly. Sometimes when your focus is other places, it can cause you not to earn as much. And I learned this a while back when I started working. While I had my channel going on, when my channel had first started and I started working, I started to see how having my focus kind of torn away and pulled away from my channel caused a lot of problems for me. And it was very frustrating, especially if you let it slip up. I think that was meant to happen though, but especially if you let it slip up, or whoever you are working for or people that you are working with know what you're doing, know what kind of business you have, it can cause problems. Because sometimes when somebody feels like they your boss and they realize that you yourself are a boss, it can cause some friction. Some people, their egos are through the roof, and they don't want you to feel like you a boss. They don't like having employees that have that plan B. There are a lot of people that don't like having employees that if they wanted to, they don't have to work there. They can quit on a drop of a dime. And this is in a sense a form of abuse because it makes them feel as though they can make you do anything. And they can force you to, work in conditions that are unfair to you, or to do things that are not even in your contract or your work requirement or whatever, your job description. And it's just, it is ridiculous sometimes, but that's how people are, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like God is saying, for whoever this is for, maybe you are getting to a place, maybe your business is getting to a place to where it is making it difficult for you to work at this other job. It could be causing friction, it could be causing problems, regardless to what kind of job it is. Especially when you are the kind of person, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're very vocal about what you're doing. You're telling people what you're doing. When you were, like, regardless to if people were supportive when you first started, or if it's a situation where they weren't, even though, if people weren't supportive, once you start actually growing and actually doing your thing, it can make it very frustrating for them to see you, somebody they didn't support. Because a lot of people feel like if they don't support you and they pretend like you're not doing what you're doing and it ain't really happening, that it's not going to happen, and that you are in a land of make-believe. There's some people that really feel like that. They really think that. They think that just because they don't support you, and just because they're not buying your products, and just because they're not, you know what I'm saying, shopping with you, or having you to do their hair, or having you to do their nails, or whatever, that you're not really a beautician, and you're not really a nail tech, or you're not really selling any products, or you really don't have anything going on. Just because they are not buying the things that you're selling doesn't mean that you don't have a legitimate business. Just because even if it's a video, even though it's just because they not watching your videos, don't mean that you're not really a creator. Just because, you know what I'm saying, they not following you, don't mean you're not doing what you're doing. And it can be very frustrating for someone to take that route into thinking that if I pretend like they're not there, and I pretend like they not really doing it, and I spread around all these rumors, then they're gonna fail. And you don't fail, and you actually surpass what they thought, their expectations. It's going to be very frustrating for them to find that not only did you surpass, are you still doing what you do, but you have surpassed their expectations, not let alone making money from it. It can be very frustrating. And they can possibly put forth effort to cause problems for you, put forth effort to stress you out, to cause problems on your job. Baby, God is saying, for some of you, you're going to have to let this job go. You're going to have to separate yourself from these people. And while they can't cause problems for you, obviously, if they could, you wouldn't have made it to where you are now. It could simply just be a matter of just less stress. Why should you have to deal with the stress of someone basically being mad that even though they didn't support you, you still flourish? Why should you have to deal with the stress of someone being frustrated that you are still able to maintain whatever business it is that you have, even while having that job? And some people will do that. They will feel some kind of way. They will go out of their way to try to keep you from being able to, work. And I was dealing with this, at first I took the job because I can't stay. I took the job not only I was helping the lady out, but I felt like I was getting help in return because her Wi-Fi was like awesome, okay, for the middle of nowhere. And I was able to post regularly. Then she changed the Wi-Fi, didn't give me the Wi-Fi passcode, and said that she wasn't giving it out to anybody. And you know what I'm saying? I kind of felt like that was cap, but at the same time, I wasn't tripping. It is what it is. I wasn't paying for it. And that became very frustrating, having to literally drive an hour and a half, 2 hours just to post a video. Became very frustrating, very stressful, because just off of my phone plan, I wasn't able to do it. So it became very frustrating to have to do all that. It became very irritating. And yeah, but I just feel like it is what it is. You know, sometimes God will give you sign after sign after sign to let you know it's time for you to let go of something. It's time for you to move forward, and that He's doing it. And you know, that's the message for whoever this is for. You may be feeling stressed. You may be feeling emotional. You may be feeling frustrated, but God is saying that He wants you to focus on whatever it is that He gave you, whatever business this is. He wants you to focus on that and to have more time for it. And the more time and energy you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.